Well, hello PointPay family, and welcome to our first AMA video of April, and I'm happy to see you all again. Before we dive in, let me quickly walk through through today's topic. So we'll be talking about some updates to the AMA format, the announcements, new Passkey feature, and the ongoing Twitter contest. And of course, I'll answer a few of your questions too. So let's get started. So the format now that we're trying out. So before, we've divided the AMA session into separate bits. So now we're kind of trying to do it as mini AMA sessions with like an informational block and the questions and answers block afterwards. So those are the questions that you've submitted a week before. We've published a questionnaire where you asked all of the questions. So we're kind of rearranged them, rewritten some of them to make them more interesting, and that's how it's going to work out. So first of all, yes, as I mentioned before, so we are still refining our AMA format, so to make more videos more engaging for you. This month we'll be splitting the videos into separate sections: updates, announcements, and questions. So instead of each video, each video will include a bit of everything. So we made sure that the videos are about 15 to 20 minutes long. So it's quite easy to watch. So we know that the Gen Z and the millennials, you know, your attention spans are quite low, and this is the TikTok generation. So we've obviously realized that it's important to keep the format quite short and snappy, and that nobody is watching the 1 hour long videos anymore. So this is why we're doing it. So we're going to be posting it as 3 kind of mini AMA sessions. So yeah. So let's move on to our next topic. So the new feature that we've designed to make PointPay experience more safer and more convenient. And of course, I'm talking about the Passkey. So chances are that you've already heard it. So it's quite a popular feature, I think, especially in the services industry and in the app industry as well. So it has quite strong security, and it allows you quite quick component to all of your kind of security-based apps. So for those that aren't familiar, so this is how it works. So Passkey allows you to use the biometric authentication. So, you know, the kind of if you scan the face, or if you do the, you know, the finger scan or whatever. So on your smartphone or your PC, you know, I have one of those new Macs with a fingerprint thing. So that also works on Mac as well. So with it, you can log into your account, confirm the transactions, perform other actions without needing to enter the password each time. So it's simpler, it's more secure, and it saves a lot of time, and it means that your account cannot be hacked, you know, because even if your finger will be chopped off, I think those things don't work. You have to have you know, some electricity running through you in order to make it secure. So only you will be able to confirm those transactions. So yes, so what's more, it's another layer of protection. So your assets won't be moved or accessed without your permission from your biometric data, whether it's your fingerprint or your face. So even if someone tries to access it, you know, they won't get far without you. So if you install the Passkey, even if they will find out your password, they won't be able to transact without your physical presence. Let's put it this way. So from now on, you can activate the Passkey in your profile settings. If you go to the security tab, it only takes, I think, a couple of minutes, and it will work both on your mobile and web if your kind of laptop supports the biometric security. Quite a lot of the new ones do. My MacBook does, so, you know, I can just, press a button. But yes, it depends on the type of your computer. But I think for most phones, it is available. So I highly recommend you to try it. I think it's really worth it, and I think it increases the level of security overall at PointPay. So let's move on to the contest that we have on Twitter, or X, as some people call it. So it's currently running on our account. So heads up to those of you who've already participated. So it is ending quite soon, and all you have to do is you have to create a post, a meme, or like a short topic or a video or a digital art, about using PointPay. And we encourage any kind of creativity. We already had quite a lot of exciting entries, so you can pretty much post any format you like. So the top prize is $150, I think, and the top price I think would be 75, 50, and 25. So that's going to be the division between the first three places. So I think that's quite fantastic, and the winners will be announced on the 27th of April next week. So the main judging criteria will be, among other things, obviously how good it is, and second of all, how popular it is. So if your post has one like and it's quite basic, you won't get it. But if it's very good and not that many likes, you might win. Or if it's mediocre and has quite a lot of likes and it's quite popular, you also might win. So I think that's how that's going to work out. And let me remind you again that you have to have a PXP PointPay account open. So at the last contest that we ran, we had a problem that I think the person who won the third prize, he wasn't registered on PointPay, and then when we asked him to register an account, because the prize is paid in PXP equivalent, USD equivalent in PXPs, and when we asked him to create an account, he refused, and he was from the country that we do not support. So there was a bit of a thing, and he asked us to transfer it to his private account, so that obviously wasn't an option for us. So yes, the contents of the rules of the contest is that you have to have an account on PointPay, and you have to pass KYC before we transfer you the winnings. Any entry is welcome, no matter how bad or how basic it is or how elaborate it is, everybody is welcome. And I think with that, I'm going to wrap up our short update for now. Please press like and subscribe. Press the bell notification, so every single time we release a video, you will get a notice so you can watch it. And I think, this is the best way of saying thank you to us. I think that is it for now. So let's move on to the questions. So here's to you, Diana.
Thank you. The first question is, what do you think about buying back a portion of PXP for PointPay revenue and then burning it? Could attract new users and increasing the value of PXP.
This is an interesting idea that we've probably heard of before, and I understand most certainly where it is coming from. So burning the tokens obviously can attract new users and potentially increase the value of the PXP. So let me share the position that I have as clearly as possible. So at this point, we won't be able to plan any PXP burns for now, so not in the near future, and most likely not this year. So this decision is final and quite unlikely to change. So there are quite a lot of reasons for that. So firstly, we already have a long history of token burns, around 30 rounds that we did previously before the swap. So if I remember correctly, and Somebody's telling me that the exact number is 26, so that's quite good, I think. And over the years, we've burned tens of millions of PXPs overall. And this experience kind of gave us the overall perspective. So buying and burning the tokens, whilst it is quite a popular theory, I think personally it is not the most effective strategy for us. So it might seem like burning the tokens will automatically boost the price. And yes, the idea of a burn can have a short-term impact for sure. But mostly because people feel good about knowing that there are fewer tokens out in the circulation. But obviously there is a catch. So even if we continue burning the tokens in rounds, we can't simply burn enough tokens to make a real difference to the PXP value. So our kind of daily trading volume across all the exchanges that we have is in tens of thousands of dollars. It used to be in hundreds and even millions of thousands of dollars a day. So we really cannot afford to burn much more. Otherwise, we will be spending the big chunk of the platform's revenue that is, very hard to generate, on token destruction. So the money that could be spent on improving the business, investing it in marketing and making the platform better, it's a very short-term strategy, I think. So whilst it gets attention, it's not sustainable or impactful in long term. So instead, we're focusing on growth, investing in the development of the platform, launching new features, and creating a real utility for PointPay, I think. And that is what drives the consistent demand and the lasting value for PXP. And this is where we believe the real potential lies. So to answer your question directly, so far we're not planning to do any PXP burns in the near future. But we are putting resources into building a stronger platform and creating more utility cases for PointPay. And thus, by doing so, we will be increasing the value of the PXP. So, yeah, and that's how we're planning to grow the PXP as a token and the value of the PXP in the future.
The second question is, why do you think Bitcoin is suffering from global economic turmoil, such as Trump's duties? Isn't it independent?
That's a very good question. So, as I understand, why it might seem confusing. So, the truth is that cryptocurrencies probably except from stable coins aren't really backed by anything apart from, yes, pretty much like, yes, stable coins, and there are some kind of gold and other things that are tied to the derivatives of a commodity value. Yes, so Bitcoin is one of those things that is not backed by a real asset. So it might sound strange, especially when we've seen it trade in, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but at the core, its value is based entirely of what people think it is and what its prospects are and what people are willing to pay for it. So if people agree to buy the Bitcoin at $100,000, that becomes its price. As long as there is just as many buyers as there are sellers, if more people believe that they want to buy, the price goes up. And if more people believe that they should sell, the price goes down. So I think, yes, to answer your question now, it kind of comes to the global events like economic turbulence, new tariffs. There are a couple of reasons that why the Bitcoin could react. The first thing is probably the emotions. Many investors are influenced by fear, uncertainty, FUD, or even optimism, and that could cause sudden moves in the market. So I think the second thing is probably more practical when people expect a slowdown in the economy, or they're directly affected by the new policies. They might think to sell their assets, including crypto, either to cover their expenses or to reduce the risks, or to move into something safer like gold, or even like gold derivatives. So we've seen that the prices, whilst pretty much all of the stocks went down, the gold remained stable, because the price of gold always goes up. So that's why sometimes, Bitcoin price dips after the major kind of economic announcements, I think. But don't kind of worry too much about the short-term volatility. As we have seen many times, the movements are temporary. You can make money on it. You can buy some derivatives, options, to mitigate those risks if you want, and the Bitcoin has shown time and time again a steady recovery. It climbed back to the 90,000 after the recent dips, and I think I'm quite confident that there won't be like a global impact on the Bitcoin price, and I think we have every chance of putting the Bitcoin on the 100,000 level mark again. So I think it's quite doable. I think, was that the last question that we're supposed to do? Yes. Okay.
Yes, that was.
Okay, cool. So with that, I would like to wrap up this video so it doesn't get for too long and I still have your attention. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell button. I will be back next week with a new AMA session where we will kind of discuss more updates and answer some more of your questions. So thank you very much and have a wonderful week. Thank you.